everybody, I am Amour, the hair restorer. I am a licensed cosmetologist for 30 years, and I am a certified trichologist for 3 years. And the reason why I got into trichology was I watched clients over my earlier years gradually lose their hair. Broke my heart because I wanted to direct them to where I thought they could get help, which is a dermatologist. Some went, some saw different dermatologists that didn't even know what they were looking at, I could say. Because some of the things that came back was, oh, it'll grow back. Stop getting relaxers. Stop doing this, and these various go fix things, and then follow up with a prescription for that red shampoo, and sometimes they may give a cream or suggest steroid injections, which, might I add, they said is painful. I wanted to know what I could do. Late night in bed, scrolling. Thank God for that late night scroll. I came across some information that it changed my life, because I'm now certified with the American Medical Certification Association to look at hair loss totally differently now. To see so many people, I literally have 4 binders of paperwork from consultations. I must say I've counted over maybe 100, 150, somewhere in there. And I still got appointments for upcoming consults. So this hair loss, alopecia, it goes on. But my push for it was numerous things. My good client, who I've been doing for years, I watched her hair just disappear, literally in stages. And it hurt me, because I knew her, because I know her and knew her for so long, that to see her go through that transition of this head full of, she's glammed, she's this haircut, she's this everything, when it comes down to it, to it disappeared. It literally disappeared. And I didn't know. She's one of the ones I referred to the dermatologist and didn't get any help. Was told that, don't worry about it, it'll come back. Not the case at all. Those words people hold on to, it'll come back. They hold on to that, and they hold on to it with the intent that their hair is coming back. And that's valuable time missed for any type of help and treatment. So watching that happen, and then the questions as to why is this happening? Why is the hair disappearing? What am I not doing? What can I do to fix it? Those words was the words. It's just, those are the words that really do force you to search and find answers. In my situation, I had a kidney disease, and because I had the kidney disease, literally my hair fell completely out. Beginning dialysis, you do go through certain things with your blood, that this initial shock of the treatments and different things that you go through, your hair goes through that stage where it all just falls out as well. And I was good with that, for one, and I'm a tell you why, because it put a period on what was going on internally with me. So I knew I had kidney disease. Because something internally was going on with me, it reacted that way as far as that stage of my hair coming out. So because of that, I knew whatever's going on with me, prayerfully is going to fix itself and work itself through. But I had experienced having to wear the wigs, having to wear quick weaves and different things like that. And just as I got better, the hair did return. But knowing that it was something I couldn't control is that part. You can't control that internal of what's going on. And that's where a lot of your questions of the why. And looking at a lot of things that have happened over the weekend, it's brought to the light the forefront of alopecia. And because it's at the forefront, a lot of people really don't understand the pain that women do feel. It's a painful situation. A lot of women, while they're in my chair, they show me pictures of 20 years ago. They show me pictures of, when I did have this hair and it's that. And I could feel their pain when it comes down to what happened and why can't I get it back. Alopecia is one of those things that has a mind of its own. In my situation, I have a low immune system. I have to take immunosuppressants. So I have a foreign object. It's a foreign object because it's a kidney. It's mine. It's totally mine, but it's not mine. And because it's not from me, my immune system has to stay low so it doesn't recognize this object in my body, try to attack it and kill it. We are built very beautifully. We are built to fight off anything foreign that comes into our bodies. So when it comes down to colds, flus, COVID, all of these things that when your immune is where it needs to be, it can fight it off. We're good. We're fighting it off. We got this inside war going on with us. And I take the medication to help keep it low so I can stay under the radar. I don't want anything to attack this kidney. Alopecia is something very similar just as far as when your body attacks these healthy cells in your hair, your healthy follicles, your healthy cycle of your hair growth. Your immune system gets confused. It's like, I don't know. Is it good or is it not? Like, what should I do? Should I attack it? Oh my God. Like, should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I attack it? Shouldn't I not? Should I not? Like, it's that battle that goes on because we can't take that cause of what caused alopecia and fix it. We can help it, but we can't pinpoint that cause. You got a cold because you went outside with no hat on. So here's some chicken noodle soup, some Robitussin, and get better. You got the flu. Here's some Tylenol, lay down, get some sleep. You'll feel better. Here's COVID. Get your shots. All these different solutions to help fix this problem or that issue that you have, that problem that you have. Alopecia has it's just wide open. You could be going happy-go-lucky head full of hair. If your body is subjected to an autoimmune disease or anything that is immune deficient in that realm, it will attack it. In confusion, let's call it that. It's confusion. And it will try to destroy what it thought was bad and going to hurt that particular area. So where you're healthy and fine, here comes that I'm gonna protect you. Here I come. Dun, 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 dun. And you attacking the wrong thing. No, like these is good hair cells. Like, no, these are good follicles. Don't touch it. No. And that's the cycle of alopecia. Like, is you could go from the alopecia areata, small spots, various, come and go, hit or miss, to alopecia totalis, to alopecia universalis. Alopecia universalis. Alopecia universal. Everywhere. No hair, your eyelash, eyebrow, all that gone. So you go from your head just totally being bald, the hair on your legs, your arms, the totalis, to universal, like totally gone. And there's no how can we? And it's just one of those things that hair being so glorified that it really does put a lot of families and relationships through a lot of pain, unfortunately. You know, it's one of those things. I had a client that I used to do, and I pray all is well, but I think she really did get tired and fed up. But her husband did come and actually thank me. He came by himself and he gave me some extra, like an extra tip or something. And I said, well, what is this for? He says, you helped my wife. And I don't know, for that brief moment, he might have felt a sigh of relief because she had a smile on her face. But when he was coming to me, he still was, you can tell it was a heavy load. And there's one thing about a good man, that when he loves his woman, like, he'll do anything to try to protect her. And I could see in that area that if he could have fixed it, he would have. If he was able to buy her a new head with a head full of follicles, he would have. Because when she came to see me, it was literally, it was a heavy situation. And I try to encourage as much as possible, because I have been in that no hair situation, but I was blessed to get hair back. But it's some that it won't. And it's stressful. It's very stressful. Makes your blood pressure go up. You're stressing even more. It causes, it's an endless cycle. And I just pray that a lot of people do get to understand or do more research on alopecia and just how it is. It's a medical condition that we have no way of pinpointing how to or why. But I will tell you this. In my bio is it's a free link, a free ebook to help you read up on how you can help fight hair loss. Inflammation, not your friend. It's not your friend. The inflammation causes your body to go disarray. So with inflammation, and that comes from what we ingest. So a lot of things that we do eat and put into our bodies causes our bodies to be inflamed. And an inflamed body is a sick body. So to try to maintain things at a certain level and a certain place of a healthy place, to try to reduce as much inflammation as possible, it will help. It will help. I've seen it. It's came back. Hair has came back just all around. It's an all around situation where pounds were lost, skin cleared up, and hair grew back. So what you ingest is a major component on just being healthy. So it's hard, it takes discipline, but little changes helps. So if you got to start out with your sugars, you know, that coffee with the extra sugar, kill it. You need juice with everything, kill it. Sodas, nope. That's the worst. Like 1 bottle of soda is the most you should have, or most sugar you should have in one day. So little changes like that. Monitor, keep a journal of what you do eat. These are things that's going to help you. These are things that's in my book. So this is the free book, but I also have a book, The Miraculous Powers of Fruits and Vegetables. That is bomb, because you get a little keep up with yourself and the different list of all the things that is good for you, what you should ingest, how it can help. It's amazing. It's going to reduce your stress. It's going to get everything flowing in the right direction. And it takes work. You know, it takes work. Nothing is easy. Nothing is easy, but you have to know what it's doing to your body. So let's reduce that inflammation by what we ingest. Educate ourselves on a lot of the different things that people do suffer in silence. But just let's pay attention to a lot of the different things. Everything is not always about the other like yourself. Like, you have to focus on the other person as well. So, you know, even though I went through my situation and feeling that way, it wasn't, my pain was not for me. My pain was not for me. Remember, it's not for you, it's for the other person. Because it's your testimony. So God bless y'all, and, you know, stay informed. And until next time.